Welcome to the SVG-TV News for Friday, July 17th. I'm Khalil Cater with the details. Earlier today, the Ministries of Agriculture and National Mobilization finalized agreements of special cooperation on 10 projects aimed at poverty reduction, improving lives and transforming rural communities with the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding. The Chief Agricultural Officer, Ashley Kane, says the MOU will place SVG in a better position socially and economically. Kane said he's pleased that both ministries were able to come together on these important matters.
In the process, we have collaboration on poverty reduction, which is an important goal for us as a nation. And maybe importantly, the joining of hands and the working together in making a difference is what I look forward to through the signing and the implementation of this Memorandum of Understanding between the two ministries. I look forward to our working and supporting and making possible better livelihoods for all people through this initiative.
Here are what the individual ministries are hoping to achieve through the MOU.
Primarily through the Ministry of Agriculture would be 1, the Zero Hunger Initiative, the banana accompanying measures, the strengthening of farmers' organization and improving fruits and vegetables production technology project, and that is funded by Taiwan, ICDF, and that MOU is going to be signed very soon. The fisheries projects, which impact on fisheries cooperatives. The women in agriculture, enhancing income through capacity building projects funded by UNESCO. The SVG First Millennium Community Development Project targeted at rural transformation.
5 broad program areas for the Ministry of National Mobilization to be implemented by the Cooperative Division. And they are 1, the Schools Cooperative Agribusiness Program funded by the Government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. 2, the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Argentina Livelihood Enhancement through Cooperative Development Project. This one is funded by the Government of Argentina. The Liberty Lodge Boys Training Center Agriculture Program funded by the Government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The Single Parents Program, which with emphasis in agriculture production, funded by the Government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And 5thly, the Community Poverty Alleviation Program Phase 2, which is also funded by the Government of the Republic of China, Taiwan.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Raymond Ryan, says the MOU is timely and that his ministry considers it as extremely beneficial to the economy and people of SVG.
The ministries are collectively undertaking 10 major projects and programs which address cooperative development, agricultural development, and poverty reduction, several of which are externally funded. Given the availability or the limited availability of resources, the short implementation time frame, and the need to ensure high success rates, there is a need for a structured engagement which builds synergies and clearly defines the roles to avoid duplication of effort. This MOU will help to streamline the administration of the projects to be implemented.
Ryan, who is speaking on behalf of the Minister, Saboto Caesar, says that a critical area outlined in the MOU is for cooperatives, which he says offers small agriculture producers opportunities and a wide range of services, including improved access to markets, natural resources, information and communication technologies, credit, and training. According to Ryan, the importance of cooperatives for SVG's advancement cannot be overlooked.
The importance of agricultural cooperatives in improving the lives of smallholder farmers and their families cannot be overstated. Agriculture, including farming, forestry, fisheries, and livestock, is the main source of employment and income in rural areas. Agricultural cooperatives play an important role in supporting small agricultural producers and marginalized groups such as young people and women. They empower their members economically and socially and create sustainable rural employment through business models that are resilient to economic and environmental shocks.
Additionally, Minister of National Mobilization and Social Development, Frederick Stevenson, says that his ministry is fully committed to the MOU, particularly the alleviation of poverty and the further development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
As Minister of National Mobilization and Social Development, I am deeply committed to the terms, the conditions, and the operational issues of this MOU between our two ministries, and is therefore expecting the very best for the thousands of persons who will benefit directly from these projects and programs. I am hopeful, and I know that we have very good civil servants in the ministries of national mobilization and the Ministry of Agriculture, and I know that what we are doing here today will redound to the benefit of uplifting rural communities and vulnerable persons, including persons with disabilities, single parent, the boys on the blocks, and other persons who would benefit from this kind of program that we are having here today.
Stevenson says he fully intends to utilize the various community groups around the country to generate income for these communities as part of the Sustainable Livelihoods Program.
The Ministry of National Mobilization, through the various divisions of the ministry, will collaborate with the Ministry of Agriculture in implementing several agricultural income-generating enterprises through community groups, cooperatives, and vulnerable individuals at risk. This includes youth and single parent. I've instructed the Community Development Division, the senior officer there, to get me a listing of all the registered community groups in St. Vincent and the Grenadines so that we can start the process of getting them back on track, getting them up and running properly again, so that we can use community groups as part of income generating groups for communities and for the continued Sustainable Livelihoods Program.
With this country spending some $60 million in fuel to provide electricity to users, Managing Director of Emira Caribbean Limited, Peter Williams, promises that there will be a significant reduction in cost with the coming of geothermal energy. Williams, whose company is collaborating with Reykjavik Geothermal and this government to formulate a geothermal plant at the La Soufrière volcano, says once supplemented with geothermal energy, this country will have the cost of electricity stabilized. He was speaking at a business luncheon held by the Chamber of Industry and Commerce earlier today at the Beachcombers Hotel, where a discussion was held on the $82 million geothermal project.
Significant amount of capital investment up front. But what that is seeking to offset is obviously a high fuel bill and uncertainty with fuel. So 2012 to 2014, every year, St. Vincent used about 55 to 60 something million EC dollars in fuel to provide electricity. That is now, I think, a little lower this current year. I project to be a little lower, but no one knows with certainty what will happen 2016, 2017, 2018, and beyond. We've experienced those fluctuations. So the intent really is to bring stable pricing. So very high capital up front, but then very low and known operating costs, and bring in a very stable price.
President of the Chamber, Christine De Silva, says clean energy is the way forward for the Caribbean, and she is pleased that St. Vincent and the Grenadines is at the fore of this initiative.
We are very grateful, let's say, for the energy unit in their search to bring this to us. We thank our friends from Reykjavik Geothermal and Emira Caribbean, who will be taking this project forward for us. We have been collaborating with the Energy Unit for the past couple of years in CARICOM's Energy Week, bringing awareness to the business community and all the households of the potential benefits of going green. This by no means is any political statements, so it's important. There are many. Usually the energy renewable projects are large scale, but this type of project that the Reykjavik and Emira will be bringing to St. Vincent is very suited to our scale of size of island, population, and usage, and so forth. It has a lot of potential, so we're really looking forward to welcoming this.
Pointing out the realistic complications of the project being located at an active volcano site, Chief Operating Officer of Reykjavik Geothermal, Gunnar Gunnarsson, assured all that mitigation plans would be put in place.
And it's quite active, so according to our desk study, that's something like every 100 years. There will be an eruption every 100 years if you look at the past. Now, nobody knows when the next eruption will be, but we predict that it will be not until after maybe 60 or 60 years or 50 plus years. So that at least will pay the cost of building the plant. But that said, of course, the company will try to bring all the mitigating efforts that are possible to protect the plant when this happens, because it will. And remains to be seen what kind of engineering we will introduce, but we will definitely do that. We are in a high-risk zone, and that is just because we have to access the resource, which is the volcano, so it doesn't matter where we are around the mountain, we will always be in a high-risk zone anyway.
Gunnarsson says the establishment of the geothermal plant will also provide high-tech equipment to monitor changes in the volcano, which will provide additional warning signals to persons in the high-risk zone areas.
If you have an operating plant on the mountain, you are actually having somebody that is looking after the volcano, because it will be monitoring the volcano in a way. Because if it starts to change its characteristics, the company would maybe identify changes in chemistry in the steam or in the liquid, and of course it will be in the interest of the company to have earthquakes monitoring facilities and other means to really have an overview of what is happening to the resource at all time. So I would say that with this facility up there and running, it will be add to the information that are gathered already on the volcano, and hopefully be contributing some security to the local communities if something is happening.
Vincentians continue to benefit from the Miracle Mission program, a partnership between this country and Venezuela, which focuses on providing eye care treatment, including surgeries. This week alone, almost 90 persons have benefited from surgeries at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital, which were aimed at the removal of cataracts and pterygiums, or fleshy growths, from their eyes. These surgeries are scheduled to continue every day at the hospital for the rest of this month. According to the Ministry of Health, which is coordinating the program, this is necessary to meet the needs of those persons who were identified earlier this year by the Miracle Mission team as requiring corrective eye surgeries. Additionally, the first batch of persons recently traveled to Venezuela for a period of 2 weeks for surgical intervention on their eyes. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Simone Kieser-Beach says they are pleased with the work being done by the Venezuelan team under the Miracle Mission program.
The gift of sight is extremely important. Without your sight or with impaired vision, you have a tremendously decreased quality of life. And to be able to partner with the Venezuelans so that we can help Vincentians improve their quality of life through improving their sight is indeed a pleasure and something that we are very thankful for. It's also important because we need to improve the quality of care in terms of patient hospital, patient Ministry of Health interaction. And a lot of these people have been waiting for a long time to have this surgery because we've had in the past very long waiting lists to have these surgeries done. By getting these surgeries done, decreasing the waiting times, we would improve their perception of what healthcare is like in St. Vincent.
Dr. Keza Beach says she had no doubt in her mind that the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital would have been able to accommodate the surgeries, as SVG is the first country outside of Venezuela where they are being done under the program.
We have the facilities. The main drawback was, our main impediment was the lack of human resource. And that is really where we benefited a lot from the Venezuelans, because they were able to bring in their surgeons who would assist in terms of delivering this service. We have four ophthalmologists on staff right now. So even before the Venezuelans came, we were chopping away at our waiting list. But this input of extra personnel, that definitely has speeded up our ability to service our people.
Some of the persons who benefited from the eye surgery took time to express their gratitude to the Venezuelan team and the government of SVG for the initiative.
I was giving me some problem, and this surgery came online at the right time because I was supposed to do it this year, but I have the opportunity to get it done free, and it's a great benefit for me.
My eye used to be hurting me a lot. Anytime I watch television or reflect to bright light, they say I have to go to Venezuela to fix my eye, to get it clarified. I say yes, I agree, but there is no mean I do it here, and I thank God that I do the surgery and I come out successfully. And I want to thank the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, because many of us could not afford to do the eye. Here it's very expensive.
I don't have money to go to private doctor, and I don't want to be blind. So I'm very thankful for this opportunity of getting my eyes fixed. I felt pain yesterday, but today it's far better, and I'm so thankful. Praise the Lord.
Well, the surgery assisted me very good, because I had no problem with the doctors. They were very nice. That was lovely.
JCI's International is celebrating 100 years, while at home, JCI St. Vincent and the Grenadines is celebrating 56 years of working within the Vincentian community. JCI, which is an abbreviation for Junior Chambers International, is an organization that works with the young people of SVG to create positive change while developing them to become better leaders. According to the president of the organization, Mandisa Stephens, JCI commenced its week of activities last Sunday with a church service. Then on Monday, the organization held a training exercise preparing persons for the job market. On Wednesday, they held a project planning exercise, and yesterday hosted a Meet the Media session to raise awareness about the organization and some of the work it has been involved with in SVG.
We still function where we do trainings, we go out to do projects, we look at projects that are sustainable in the sense that, okay, we look for a project where what is the problem, we find a solution, and we solve that problem. For example, years back we were in charge of building the fancy clinic. And when it says sustainable, you can see that's a sustainable project, because at this point, JCI and the fancy clinic is still there to serve the persons of the fancy community. So that is part of the role of JCI. The first time, JC is by the bingo, the public speaking, and the spelling bee competition. And yesterday we still function. We have meeting every third Saturday of each month. We look at young people within the range of age 18 to 40.
In addition, Treasurer of Junior Chambers International, Gabrielle Glasgow, is urging the youth of SVG to be a part of the organization, in which they will focus more on self and community development rather than the happenings on social media.
In August, we have our annual health fair that we go out into each different community, whether rural or suburban communities, and we partner with some organizations such as Planned Parenthood, where we give free blood pressure checks, sugar checks. We also educate the public about the health issues that concern the country. So how do you become a member of Junior Chambers International, also known as JCs? Well, as the president said, we have general meetings every third Saturday of each month, which is from 3 to 5 p.m. You have to participate or do a project as a new member. So if we have more than one new members, you can come together and do a project, whether it's a donation, whether it's painting, whatever it is. Once it's to help the community, once it's a need of the community.
And past president of JCI St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Gary Matthias, is encouraging those who are fresh out of college to check out the JCI before beginning their job search for training for job interviews. Matthias says that JCI provides all-round training as well as equipping every individual with lifelong values and opportunities for self-advancement.
The training aspect of it is very important, and you get to participate in some very important and relevant training session that will help you all along. JCI, as a young person, JCI can provide a lot of benefits, developmental in nature. You can benefit significantly from being able to understand different things, like practical things like how to deal with meetings, how to deal with issues relating to human resources. As a young person, you can also obtain a lot of experience by just interacting with other people from different countries. JCI has taken me to some places that I've never even thought about going.
An additional wing is soon to be constructed at the Belle Isle Correctional Facility to house female prisoners. This was disclosed yesterday by Superintendent of Prisons Brenton Charles during a ceremony to mark the closing of the criminal session. Charles was at the time responding to a question raised by Justice Cathy Ann Lachu with regards to the condition of the female detention center at Fort Charlotte. He told the judge that the prisoners were relocated to Her Majesty's prisons. He said that this was as a result of the damages that occurred at the female center due to the recent high winds. He also pointed out that the females are being housed separate from the males. Police are investigating another homicide here. The body of 26-year-old Devon St. John of Otley Hall was discovered last evening in the Richmond Hill area with what appears to be several gunshot wounds. Reports are that he might have been shot sometime on Wednesday evening. SVG-TV News will bring you more on this story as further information comes to hand.